My name's Darius. I work for MGISS, and yeah, we are a small tech startup based in Liverpool. That's a little snap of the team there. Not quite a footy team in terms of numbers. That's me on the left there, being made to look quite short next to my colleague Ben. But we independently advise on the smarter use of geospatial data. So whether that's advising customers on digitizing their workflows, plugging in third-party GNSS technology for improved accuracy. And me and our professional services team specialize in the architecture and deployment of digital field to office solutions. So my presentation, Enhancing Workflows, Esri app integration. So I'm going to briefly talk about the three primary mobile applications that you might have heard of, and primarily talk about how to integrate these to enhance your workflows, hence the title. So probably not too surprised to see this on an Esri webinar, but in our independent opinion, Esri has an unrivaled set of mobile data capture applications. So field maps, Survey 123, and workforce. So field maps is formerly or still working alongside Collector, but it's a simple map-based data capture system with a huge library of base mapping, really easy to use, and the ability to plug in that third-party GNSS technology for improved accuracy. So Survey 123, it's a more form-based data capture experience. You have various different drop-down options. You can build in that advanced business logic, and you have some advanced data capture types like Sketchpad for annotating, applying signatures. And then finally, Workforce, which allows you to dispatch and fulfill jobs. So this begs the question, really, which app is right for your business needs? And maybe there's more than one. So field maps, if the map-based data capture experience isn't quite enough and you need additionally that business logic that Survey 123 provides, you can integrate Survey 123 with field maps. If primarily you are doing task-based job management and you're on site, but additionally to that you need to capture a detailed inspection, then you can integrate Survey 123 with Workforce. And I'm about to show you a live demonstration of a system we built for Northumbrian Water Group. So we were hired by them to migrate their existing spreadsheet-based tree management system to an Arches Online system that would, number one, accurately capture the spatial position of individual trees and groups of trees. Number two, inspect trees to QTRA standards, and that includes applying complex risk of harm calculations. And thirdly, create job packages based on further work required by tree or by site. So on the face of it, number one, Collector, number two, Survey 123, number three, Workforce. Integrating that was our challenge. So building that schema and creating a seamless workflow between the applications was what we had to do. So field maps for capture, Survey 123 for inspection, and Workforce to manage that data. And at the bottom here, you can also see I've mentioned Survey 123 webhook. So we're using the powerful webhook functionality to create triggers from the submission of inspections, and on the back of that, create an action to insert a assignment into Workforce. So now I'm going to attempt to do a live demonstration of this. If I can just bring up my mobile screen. So hopefully you can see field maps on my screen here. It's a replica of the tree management system, and in this scenario, so these pink polygons represent the Northumbrian water sites, and within those are the trees. And in green there, you can see a few trees already plotted. And the scenario here is that the surveyor arrives on site, the tree doesn't exist already in the system, and they want to capture one. So I would tap on the site that I wish to add the tree to, find my related tree record, and I should be prompted to add a new tree, and pick a species. Any species will do. Add the location of that. Normally you'd be using your GPS, but for this demo, I'm not. Give it a name. And submit. And that in a nutshell is field maps and how simple it is to capture new records spatially. So following that, I should get a pop-up with that inspection detail, and importantly, we have a prompt here, a hyperlink prompt to start inspection, and we have configured in the web map a custom URL to open survey 123. If I click on that and pass in any of that static information, the tree reference, the species, the site, and that should open a repeat inspection form. So this is a more detailed survey 123 form. See the different options. I'm going to quickly fill this in. So there's a number of different ways of making the appearance of the form to your liking. So we've got different options for list values. You can see the radio button options here. You also have the classic drop down. There's some business logic in there that once you select one option, it will open further sections of the form. And you can see here the red, the fields with the red star are actually mandatory. So this is normally where I forget to fill something in. I'm just going to pick anything. So there we go. So probability of failure, and it's doing some complex calculations in the background to give us that risk of harm score. Okay, it's saying it's unacceptable. And on the back of that, I'm going to say that we need to do some further work, so some remedial work. Okay, so I'll say yes. You can see it's opened up another section there. Helps keep the form nice and tidy. If you don't need it, and assign that to myself because I'm the tree inspector and the tree surgeon for this job. So I'm going to tell myself to prune the tree, and I'll take a photo. So using your imagination, this is a tree. Some nice MGISS product placement as well while I'm at it. Some notes on that, and then I can save that picture, submit it. Send now, yes please. And that bounces straight back into field maps. Again, that's the beauty of the integration. We can make it pretty seamless. So I'm just going to go back into survey 123 and make sure that inspection sends successfully. Oh, survey not sent. The danger of a live demonstration, but I'm going to go back to workforce now. So don't worry about that. It worked in the trial. But essentially, if the survey has been inspected, once the survey has been inspected, the webhook will pick that up and create an assignment from that. So essentially, in workforce, which you can see on my screen now, that assignment will be generated, and as soon as I sync that data, so I've got an example one here, it will bring in a new assignment telling me I need to prune this tree. I can start that, indicating the status of that survey. I've also got some more integration options here, so I can navigate. So you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, the little arrow allows us to integrate with drive time to that location. Okay, that's enough of that. And then also from there, I can start a survey. I'm going to turn that off now, but yes, you can see. So that survey has been integrated into workforce. telling me that reporting that we have completed that remedial work. And that's the end of the demonstration there. So back to my slide again, just to finish up. And back to the end. Okay, so what we've demonstrated there is the data capture process of field maps, the inspection process of Survey 123 and the power of that business logic, and also crucially the power of those Survey 123 webhooks to generate actions on the back of that, whether that's sending an email, inserting a record into a database, or in this case, generating an assignment. And yeah, I just want to thank you for your time listening to that today. And there's some testimonials on screen there from Northumbrian Water about the system. And in the bottom right hand corner, our contact details. And just left to say, any questions, please.